partners of the immigration practice here at Pollack DeSico. Conrad is the managing attorney of the firm in general, and has essentially put together this firm from just a few lawyers practicing immigration to a full service law firm that is probably one of the most powerful law firms in New York City, if you want my opinion, and certainly one of the most respected law firms in New York City, if not the state. Even judges up in Albany, through the work of our partner Brian Isaac, knows Pollack Isaac DeSico. Our firm has probably been published more than any other law firm in the state of New York. I would really venture to guess that that is 100% facts, and if not, we're right up there. But I'm going to say, we are the top published firm for all the appellate work we do, and all the immigration work we do. So without further ado, certainly don't want to hog up too much of our time today. Conrad, what's up, man? Talk to your fans, talk to your people, talk to your clients. They want to hear from the maestro.
Well, I was enjoying your introduction there. I mean, geez, I was saying, who are these guys, right? It's like, if I'm out there looking for a lawyer, I'll say, wow, these guys are superstars. I want PPID on my team.
Well, I wouldn't say why not. I mean, think about it. How many people, I mean, I know it's hard to put a number on. Would you say we've helped more than 20,000 people legitimize their status here in the United States?
Oh, easy. I mean, look, it's obviously it's difficult to give a number, but if you want to talk about direct beneficiaries, let's talk about just direct beneficiaries. Somebody getting a visa, somebody getting a green card. It's in the tens of thousands for sure. Come on, I've been doing this for 30-something years. My dad was doing it for 20 years before that. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands, if not 100,000. And that's just the direct beneficiaries. We're not living in a vacuum. We get a green card for dad to stay in this country. It's not just dad that benefits. It's dad and mom and the kids that he either brings with him or the kids he's going to have in the future. It's like planting a seed, and waiting for that flower, waiting for that tree to grow. So look, I am not the type to toot my own horn. I leave that to you guys, right? But the fact is, and we see it. I mean, if anybody out there, if you have any doubt as to the things we're talking about right now, go to our website, go to ppid.com and take a look at some of the reviews, some of the comments left by people about how we've changed their lives and how, other lawyers said it couldn't be done, and I came to you guys and you found the solution for me, and now and then I got my green card, and now I'm a U.S. citizen, and my kids are here, and my whole family is here, and they're all productive members of society, and it all started with you guys. I mean, again, don't take my word for it. Go to ppid.com and take a look at some of the reviews that are there. I mean, I'm not telling you, I'm not reciting those comments verbatim, but those are the gist of many comments that have been left and many comments that we've all heard. And, this is not, especially with immigration, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about people's lives, and, immigration for that reason is a difficult field to be in, because we are dealing with people's lives, not just getting them a paycheck, which of course, hey, money makes the world go round, and this is the United States. But we're dealing with people's lives. Often it's the most important issue in their life, front and center at the time that we're working with them. And, when they get that green card, when they get that work authorization, when they get that work visa, it's a life changer. It's a game changer. And a lot of people recognize that, and a lot of people have told us that. And over the years, it's nice to hear things like that. And it does very much make what we do a lot more worthwhile than otherwise. It's always nice to win a case, and get the money or whatever, win a lawsuit, where that's what we're lawyers and that's what we do. But, being an immigration lawyer, and Nelson, you'll I'm sure back me up here. Oftentimes it goes beyond that, and it's, doing what we call in the Jewish religion a mitzvah, right? And, changing someone's life for the better, giving them an opportunity they might not have otherwise had. It is one of the benefits of what we do. Nelson?
I just actually want to piggyback on something Alan had said. Unfortunately, we try to bend over backward for a lot of people, and some people mistake kindness for weakness. Some people expect, you quote them a certain fee, you try to work with them, you try to, obviously keep the cost as low as you can. But then all of a sudden they start asking, for this and for this and for this and for this. Obviously lawyers charge for their time. The more work we do, the more we have to charge you, unfortunately. That being said, I mean, of course, we do try to work with a lot of these people. If it's, something simple, I'm not going to charge you. But now, you're asking me to, hypothetically walk to court and get your disposition and request your plea minutes. That's time. That's not something that's easily done with a phone call. Um,
True.
Obviously you have to charge. And some people, I don't know if they don't understand or they just think that they shouldn't have to pay. But we do. We try to provide the.
For a minute, I'm Nelson, Conrad, and Adam. A lot of people coming from other countries get into the United States, and they were led to believe or cultured to believe that, you should never have to pay an attorney to sort out your immigration status. And I'm telling you that because I've seen that and heard that. And it's very unfortunate that people lean towards believing that and then end up getting put in removal proceedings. And that's one of the reasons why we are here on this radio program on Facebook every day saying, yes, you get a free phone consultation for approximately 10 minutes or so. After that, don't be silly. Don't be stupid. Don't try to do it yourself. Okay? More than likely, you're going to screw yourself. Have the attorneys do it. The only part that you should be calling me up and saying, Squeeze, can you ask the attorneys to work out a payment plan for me? That, yeah. But other than that, listen, your status here in the United States, all right, dictates where you and your family will be in the future. Why would you want to screw around with the most important thing to you and your family being here in the United States? You don't want to screw around with that. Have the attorneys, they're professionals. You heard the Adam Handlers, you heard the Conrad Pollacks, and the Nelson speak about how long they have been doing immigration law. All right? Don't play around with it, people. And this is not us pushing money. This is us saying do the right thing. Because ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't do the right thing, you could end up the creek without a paddle. So make the call to, of course, PPID, and that number being 844-774-3529. Sorry you cut me off, Nelson, but you need to ask me one question or I will get up and walk off the show and I won't come back. All right?
I like when Adam asks the question.
Oh, wait a minute. Nobody ever asked me.
Yeah, you know what? His name shows up twice. He's two of the P's. Let's do it.
What was the question again?
Oh God. Is he down?
Squeeze. This is a serious question now. Are you down with PPID?
Come on, Conrad. You know me. Everybody's down with PPID, and that's the reason why everyone's going to get a free phone consultation for a few minutes, and then everyone's going to hire PPID. Call them now before the top of the hour. It's a free phone consultation. Schedule one with an attorney. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Easily remembered. 844-PPID-LAW. Man, you guys are pumped this morning. Seems like everyone had their Wheaties. Everyone's up, That's pretty cool. So, Adam, can we jump into a true success story? Can we speak about people who get hurt in an accident, even if they're immigrants, and how you can help them or demonstrate one of the individuals that you have actually helped in the past?
Absolutely. And I'll preface it before I even get started by saying that, we talked about it the other day. I would say over the 17 years of my career, 80, maybe a little higher than 80% of the individuals I've helped are immigrants or family of immigrants. I've embraced the Caribbean community. They've embraced me back. That's something I'm very proud to be part of. And it's all regardless of immigration status. People out there don't seem to get the message if they're not told, because they don't know. You are entitled to money under the law in New York if you're hurt in an accident, regardless of your immigration status. It makes no difference, all right? And that's why it's always been an emphasis on me to be associated with immigration attorneys, because God forbid there is an immigration issue that needs to be worked out. I know that my clients are going to be in the best possible place. And this is also to follow up on Conrad's statement only a few minutes ago, ladies and gentlemen, is that don't take our word for it. You know, we post true life success stories on our website, on our social media. We talk about them because we want you to take it from the people, take the words of the people that have come before you, whether we helped them obtain legitimate status here in the United States, or whether I've obtained, you know, they're part of that $125 million plus recovery that I've obtained for my clients. So one quick story, and then we'll get back to the immigration. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching right now on Facebook, you also see that, you know, while we speak, while I'm talking, or while Conrad's talking, or while Nelson's talking, the other attorneys are doing work. All right, Nelson's doing work. He's on a phone call right now, live on the show. Why? Because we are practicing attorneys. We are not just up here on the radio or social media or TV or on the top of the hour talking about our law firm. We are actually the attorneys that are working on your case, which I think is just another aspect that sets us apart from every other lawyer out there. We're not just bringing you into our firm to give your case to somebody else. We are the attorneys that actually practice law. We are the attorneys that actually fight for you in court on your case. So if I'll share a quick story. This was a Yonkers accident. And again, never in a million years did Cecilia think that she'd get into an accident, but disaster strikes when you least expect it. And as long as you're armed with our phone number, which is 844 PPID law, 844 PPID law. You'll be connected to our practice if, God forbid, you're ever in an accident. And Squeeze, if you wouldn't mind reading that quote for me.
Absolutely not. Adam and Matt are very good, and they make a great team. Their operation is legitimate, and their communication is impeccable. They were receptive, informative, and hands-on throughout the entire case. If you want excellent attorneys who will give it to you straight, go with the case handler team, Cecilia from Yonkers, New York. And ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please as Adam brings that up, $100,000 settlement. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Adam is all about, $100,000 settlement. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about.
And Squeeze, you're a smart guy. What do you think the maximum amount of insurance was on this case?
I am sure. I am 99.99% sure, okay, that it was 100,000.
It was the maximum policy limits. And, you know, when somebody gets into an accident, the two questions I usually get right away are, how long is this going to take? Oh boy. How long is this going to take? And how much, you know, is my case worth? Both questions are very difficult to answer. Wait, hold on one second. I don't know what just happened here. Both questions are difficult to answer, especially now because the courts are really minimally operating. But we will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that our goal as attorneys is to get you the maximum amount as quickly as possible. So this case, we got the maximum amount in about 1 year, which actually, believe it or not, is light years, you know, ahead of what other law firms do. These cases can go 2, 3, 4 years. So $100,000, the maximum amount, and you know, proud to do it, proud to be part of it. And you know, the quotes are really the best part. You know, if she's writing this on social media, what do you think she's actually saying to us? I mean, back in the day before social distancing, there was hugs, there was kisses, there was thank you so much, there was you've changed my life. And that's what we do, life-changing money for life-changing injuries. One law firm you need for personal injury, one law firm you need for immigration. That's Pollack, Isaac, DeSico. My name is Adam Handler. I am your case handler. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, you got one chance, one choice, and that's why it should be PPID. One chance at recovery, no redos, one choice of attorney, your boy, Adam Handler, the case handler, and we'll get it done for you.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we just say to you, make sure you dial the number 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. You have heard them on the radio day in, day out. If you get hurt in an accident, you need them. If it's immigration, you need them. One number, people, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Make that call. That's 844-774-3529. Make the link, make the connection, make it PPID. Thank you so much, Adam, for, of course, sharing that information with everyone that's tuning in on the radio, 93.5 FM, and also, of course, on Facebook. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we hear attorneys popping up all over the radio station, and I have nothing bad to say about any of those attorneys. But all I have to say to you is, which attorney will you go with? Will you go with the one that has proven himself for 15 solid years consistently on this radio station, the one that took his practice to a firm that's been around for 60 years and has made a difference in the community? Of course, you're going to go with Adam Handler. I call him the shark. I don't care what he says, because that's how good he is, man. He takes a big bite out of the asses of the insurance companies. All right. Not literally, though. All right. But, he makes sure he gets that money for you, because, hey, once you're hurt, you're hurt. That you can't fix, completely. But the money does help to appease you through life. So go with the shark. Go with Adam Handler. Go with the case handler. 844-774-3529. Now we're going to flip it over to immigration right here on 93.5 WVIP FM, as you call 844 PPID law. And I just wanted to touch base with Conrad and Nelson, respectively, top attorneys at the firm and partners at the firm. Is there any updates as far as what's going on with immigration? I like doing that. I like asking that before we jump into any questions, if there are.
Nelson?
Yeah, you got it on mute, Nelson. Happens to all of us.
Not really. I'm sorry. Not really. Not at the moment. I mean, we're obviously just waiting for the new administration to take over, and looking forward to the positive things on the horizon.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of positive changes coming once our current president accepts reality and the new president takes over in January. I did want to reiterate something we discussed last week, about immigrants' contribution to the United States, because the current administration has been so negative about immigration and immigrants to this country. We talked about last week with regard to the vaccines. There's all this good news about the COVID-19 vaccine trials in the past week or so, and I've been, I watch a lot of the news. I'm a bit of a political junkie these days, and I haven't really seen a lot. Although I did see on CNN that yesterday, Fareed Zakaria, who I love, by the way, he did mention what I'm about to talk about, what we talked about last week, about how the vaccines, all of these vaccines basically have been created by immigrants. And the main point that I want to make is these vaccines created by immigrants, these immigrants under the current policies of the administration and the policies they're trying to propose, these guys would have been rejected by Trump's obtuse anti-immigration measures. All right. The talk has always been about just cracking down on illegal immigration, but over the past year, 2 years, the administration has been increasingly shifting its energies to slow the influx of foreign students and skilled professionals. Right. And that's a fact. All right. Again, don't take my word for it. That's a fact. All right. And, and I rail about this to everybody, anyone will listen to me, how unbelievably short-sighted that policy has been. I mean, again, these are policies on H-1s, for instance. These immigrants that have created these visas, these guys pretty much came over on H-1B visas. They wouldn't get H-1Bs. Number one, there's a quota. right? And it's only an annual quota. They wouldn't have, under the regulations that the administration is pushing right now, they're changing the definitions because they've been losing in court. Basically, they've been denying all these H1s, not following their own instructions, and practitioners like us have been taking them to federal court and beating them. So rather than continue to lose, the administration decided to change the definition of what an H-1B skilled immigrant would be. And that's what they're in the process of doing right now. These guys that are creating these vaccines would not be able to come in. So whatever, something like this happens 10 years down the road, we're not going to have these professionals here. We're going to have to rely on these professionals that are in some other country in those days in the future. And it's so short-sighted, and it's so stupid, and it's just shooting ourselves in the foot by doing this. And yeah, I mentioned, in fact, I have a list. Moderna, the 95% success rate. It's founded by a Lebanese-born gentleman who came to the United States to get his PhD in biochemical engineering in Massachusetts, MIT. He has since started or co-founded 40 companies, registered more than 100 patents. This guy's from Lebanon. He's an immigrant, right? Very good chance on the current administration rules being proposed, he would not be able to get a visa to come here, right? That's just one example. The company's CEO, he's a native of France, came to the United States to do graduate studies in chemical engineering, University of Minnesota, went on to get his MBA at Harvard's Business School. He would not be able to do that under the proposed regulations for student visas that the government is trying to change, because they're limiting it to 4 years. So if you come as an undergrad, you got to leave. You can't go to grad school. So this guy would leave, and he wouldn't be able to stay here. I mean, it's just, it's asinine. The same Moderna's chief medical officer, Israeli physician who came to the country to do his postdoctoral studies here. Same thing. Pfizer's vaccine, similar story, created by 2 Turkish immigrants. And the list goes on and on and on. You look at any, especially the tech companies. I think the number is like 55 or 60% in Silicon Valley. The companies started by immigrants. 55 to 60%, or it's either started by immigrants or people working there. I mean, and here we have an administration that thankfully is going to be gone soon, hopefully into the dustbin of history. They're trying to prevent these people from coming to the United States. Yeah, they talk about the Mexicans, they're all racists and this and criminals, and we're getting the worst of the worst, but by the same token, I mean, I'm not going to give that any credence because that's just absurd. But here you have the administration as well, less publicized for sure, but they're trying to keep out these professionals as well. And it's just not talked about. And I will talk about it continuously as often as I can going forward, because it's just so short-sighted and just so incredibly stupid.
Well said by Conrad Pollack right here. Of course, Conrad happens to be the managing partner at the firm PPID, Pollack. I second the SECO, ladies and gentlemen, and he's speaking about what it is that he believes will happen, okay? And I'm very happy that Biden is coming in. A lot needs to change, all right? Hopefully you gentlemen are ready for some questions on immigration before we conclude the show on 93.5 and continue for a few on Facebook to get all the questions answered here on Cruising with a Case Handler show on personal injury and immigration. All right, first question up. Can an undocumented immigrant travel with a passport within the U.S., or is it too risky? I've heard some of the questions recently.
Well, I've been talking a lot. Nelson can answer all the questions. I'm going to drink my coffee.
Actually, Conrad's got a birthday coming up. I just wanted to put that out there. Actually, it's a good question. Something I tell everyone is anytime you travel, even within the United States, you're rolling the dice. Okay, I can't tell you what the percentages are, but obviously if you get stopped and, you are questioned and they find out you're here illegally, you may have a problem. So it's something I typically recommend against.
And in particular, traveling near the border is always a bad idea. I always, when we get this question a lot, so it's a common problem. Nelson, you remember there was this, we signed up a client and she was married to a U.S. citizen, and we're doing her adjustment, fairly straightforward case. She decided to take a trip on a train from New York to Chicago. Remember?
Of course. Never told us.
Huh?
Never told us.
Exactly. She never told us about this little train ride that she was taking from New York to Chicago. And unfortunately for her, that train ride went north through up northern New York through Buffalo, which is near the border. And unfortunately for her, CBP, Customs Border Patrol, boarded that train somewhere along the route. And they basically asked everybody on the train for their papers. And she had no papers. We had just filed her case. She might have had the receipt, or there certainly was a receipt for the case that had been filed, but I don't know if she had it or not. Long story short, they took her off the train and they put her into removal proceedings. They served her with what's called an NTA, notice to appear, put her into removal proceedings, right? And look, eventually she got her green card, but after substantial amounts of hardship and anguish and just emotion and just utter craziness. And it was unnecessary. If she had told us that she was taking that trip before she did, we would have said, don't do it. Or if you're going to drive, if you're going to do it, don't take a train and that skirts the U.S. border with Canada, because CBP will board and you could have an issue. She didn't tell us, and she created some problems for herself.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Conrad Pollack, the maestro, the managing partner of the firm. You heard Nelson Madrid earlier also. Has been there for just about 14 solid years. These are the attorneys that lead where immigration is concerned with the firm. Right now, we're ending the show on 93.5 FM, continuing on Facebook for a few minutes. Call the firm, schedule a phone consultation with an attorney, and that number happens to be 844-774-3529. It's the same number that you call if and when you do get hurt in an accident after you've sought medical emergency. Make sure you call Adam Handler, 844-774-3529 for personal injury, and for immigration, that will be Nelson and Conrad and other attorneys, 844-PPID-LAW. Let's go to the top. We'll continue on Facebook. All right, gentlemen. Let's get to the next question here. This one is pretty long. I have a younger sister that's in a really bad living situation. She has a toddler and she's currently pregnant. I'm afraid of her mental and physical health, so I want to get her up here with me. I'm American. I'm also a British citizen. She's British Caribbean island, and I'm thinking of just letting her overstay her visa waiver to have the baby. I can't help her if she's back home. She won't be on any government assistance. I can pay for the care that she needs out of pocket. I'm aware of the ban, but is there any scenario that would get her a green card besides me filing for her? If she meets someone and they get married, can that work? I can't stand to see her suffering in my island, knowing that I'm in the position to improve her quality of life.
So I think we've answered this question or a similar question before. You know, anytime someone is entering the United States or seeking admission, obviously it is discretionary. You know, especially nowadays when someone is pregnant, you know, obviously there is a high likelihood that person is entering the United States to obviously give birth. There is a big possibility they can be turned away or returned to their country. As far as her sister, you know, obviously her sister can't petition for her. It would take very long. If she married a citizen, yes, that citizen could petition for her, but even that process will take at least a year.
Okay. All right. And we get this, these questions a lot. A lot of people are, one of the things I think we need to also expand on, Nelson and Conrad, is that a lot of people show up at the United States border after they get off the plane and they're pregnant. And it's very apparent that they're pregnant and they're coming on a visitor's visa. Is it possible that they could be turned around? Just to reiterate.
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
We're talking about people traveling on a visitor's visa and are pregnant.
Right. Well, absolutely. There's a possibility they could be turned away because, again, you know, obviously immigration, you know, again, it all depends on the officer, but the officer could see that as the person is obviously trying to come into the United States to give birth. You know, I think they had tried to pass a rule before that you had to show you had health insurance, right?
No, there is a new rule put out by the administration that basically says if you are pregnant, that is a legitimate reason that they can turn you away, because the government is trying to discourage people from coming here and having children here because they use the
strain on the health care system.
The excuse, that they're coming here to give birth to an anchor baby, what they call, pejorative term. They call them an anchor baby under the myth, pursuant to the myth that anchor baby can then sponsor the mom and dad to get their green cards. When in reality, there is no such thing. That anchor baby has to be 21 years old in order to sponsor his mother or his father. So I don't really think that there are people coming here to give birth in the hope that their kid 21 years later applies for them to get their green card. And I don't think a lot of people are really thinking about that.
There you go. All right. Final question here. I have a question. My husband and I are currently in the process of the I-601-A. He is the beneficiary. His case was approved, and now we need to take more documents to our lawyer and then make the appointment in Ciudad Juarez.
Ciudad Juarez, Mexico.
Yeah. My question is, they are asking for a police certificate. I know what that is, but how do we get it? We live in New York City. We were sent an email from our lawyers saying we needed the police certificate from his place of origin, which is Mexico. He came here at 9 years old, though. And on the website, it says he would need it from Mexico and from here. Which one is it? Where or how do we get that? How long does it take to receive it? Thank you so much. I think you should call PPID at 845 PPID.
That's what I was just going to say. I mean, you have these people have a lawyer. I mean, why are they going on the radio and asking some other lawyer, how to do this when they've already paid this other lawyer to do their case, right? Yep. What does that tell you about that lawyer?
Yep.
Right. What I would do, if you don't want to contact us, contact the National Visa Center. All right. The National Visa Center does give instructions on how this works. But really, this is something your lawyer is supposed to do. I know in a case like that, where we're doing the case, our client would never ask such a question because we would take care of it in advance. More important, they're doing a 601A. I'm hoping that their lawyer told them that in order to get that 601A waiver application approved, they have to demonstrate extreme hardship to that beneficiary. She's applying for a husband. Her husband has to show in order to get that waiver approved, in order to get his visa interview and go without getting stuck in his country for 10 years, he has to show that his wife, his family here in the United States would suffer extreme hardship without him. I'm hoping that their lawyer took care of this properly, because that's a lot more important, right? Because if that's not done properly, if that waiver is not approved, this person leaves the country, he ain't coming back to the U.S. for 10 years.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, cruising with a case handler. Adam Handler, going to ask you to take us out, top it off with personal injury minute there. And I want to say thanks to Conrad. I want to say thanks to Nelson. I want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in on Facebook 93.5 and beyond. Call 844-774-3529 for immigration or personal injury help. That's 844-774-3529. Get that phone consultation with an attorney. All you got to do is schedule it. Adam?
My brother, listen, in the fear of sounding like a salesman, I'll just say that, what we talk about during these shows hopefully gets the message across as to how we conduct ourselves and how we conduct our business. I would venture to say, and unless somebody challenges me, I don't know how it's possible, that we have the most experienced immigration attorneys in New York City out there right now on the radio and social media. I challenge any immigration attorney to call up or post something online saying that they have more experience as a law firm in handling immigration issues in New York City than Pollack, Isaac DeSico. Conrad's been doing it for over 37 years. His father started the practice 60 years ago. We have Alan Kay, who we still don't know exactly how old he is, but considering Conrad has accused him of voting for Herbert Hoover, I would say that he is the most experienced immigration attorney in New York City, still practicing. And with respect to personal injury, the numbers don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. I'm well over $125 million in settlements over the course of my career, settlements and verdicts, shall I say, over the course of my career. We are just a smidge under 20 million. We're just, I think it's like 19,600,000, which we know will flip over to 20 million probably in the next week or so with some big cases already resolved. And the fact that we're able to do that in the midst of a pandemic, really with no jury trials, just a Wi-Fi connection, is something that I'm extremely proud of. I mean, every year we've gone up in the amount of money that we've been able to obtain for clients. Last year was almost 26 million, but even though that was a record-shattering number and the highest total of my career, I'm almost more proud of this year's total because it's been just fighting the elements. You know, usually I'm just fighting the insurance companies. I'm fighting administrations. I'm fighting pandemics. I'm fighting closures. I'm fighting being stuck in a home office doing this. So certainly proud of the work we're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for you. We hope you do not need us. We truly do. But God forbid you do. You're going to be very happy that you and your family have in your back pocket insider information, access to our law firm, Pollack, Isaac DeSico, a firm that really does strive by results and does it based on the service industry mentality, meaning we are here for you. It's not the other way around. You are in control. You will be informed. It is your case. We got lots of cases going on. You got only one. And that's why we're committed to treating your case like it's our most important case. 844-774-3529, 844-PPID law. Pollack, Isaac DeSico. I'm down with PPID. Nelson's down with PPID. Conrad's down with PPID. Squeeze, just still checking. You down with PPID?
Come on, man. You know me. I'm down with PPID. Thank you all so much, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourself an amazing Monday. It's Thanksgiving week. Remember, this is the first day of the rest of your life. Make the best of it. Thank you so much for joining us, the Cruising with the Case Handler team. Catch up with you tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. sharp. Don't miss it.